What's happening, people? Know it's been a while since I made a video, but decided to get some on my chest real quick. So, I think about some time ago I made a video about necessarily me having kids, and I guess I wanted to kind of expand on that to some degree. Basically, I think what I had in mind to say was, in this current climate we're in right now, this current timeline of just all kind of crazy shit going on, especially as far as like politics, as far as like how social interaction between humans is pretty much lost, and social media is pretty much just running the world, because that's pretty much how we get entertainment or just see certain things that we're not accustomed to, or something we wouldn't see in real life, or this, that, and the third. Honestly, it wouldn't make sense for me to honestly have a kid at this certain time in my life, because of the simple fact that I know I'm not where I need to be at. And had hypothetically I did have a certain child or whatnot, and I had them around this kind of environment I'm in, I honestly feel like as a person I would probably fail that child, and I'll honestly be doing a disservice to myself and to that child at that same time, because of the fact that I didn't necessarily be prepared for the scenario of being a father, which I believe is a very, very important position to have, especially in this day and age, especially amongst our race of people, where fathers are most needed to the highest of importance, because they're that significant, especially with the climate that all black males are dealing with these days. I mean, me included. As far as, the economic castration of black men not getting jobs or not being able to start businesses like they should be. Of course, the mass incarceration, and of course the uneventful situation of almost being killed at every which way you go just because of the color of your skin. But digressing from all that, going back to what I'm saying about necessarily me personally having a child, necessarily I would feel very, very, very disappointed with myself, because to me I'm my worst critic. Honestly, I'm harder on myself than anyone I know, honestly. I mean, anyone could tell you I probably second guess myself more than anything, because of the fact that I know that I'm only confident in certain areas, but I know there's certain areas where I know I can improve. Because, like I said in a video before, when I had an issue of, I guess, necessarily suicidal thoughts and depression, that's basically where I was at a point where my self-worth was basically not at the highest point that it is now, even though it can still be a lot more higher, or at least at a better level than I see myself as. But there's a lot more factors to the fact that of why I don't have kids at the moment. Of course, that deals with family, of course, being a factor of it, generational things that are in my family that I don't necessarily want to see necessarily carried on to my kids and future generations, because there are just certain beliefs I know that I would have to pass on to them that I hope that they would carry on. But at the same time, you gotta wonder what necessarily passes on from other generations to future generations, because I don't think a lot of people actually put into, I guess, reality of what can possibly be detrimental to your bloodline, what can also be beneficial to your bloodline at the same time. And me, as a person who observes a lot more than he speaks, because like I said, I only speak when necessary. I don't need to be a fucking chatty Cathy like certain people are. That kind of shit annoys me, to be honest. But from what I know within my bloodline so far, is I just know that there are certain things that I don't want to see carried on from future generations that may come from my DNA. And I mean, I can't really speak on what that is right now. That's just me condensing what I know and what I've seen so far. And I mean, if I can be perfectly honest, I honestly believe certain family members honestly will have to maybe pass on to the another level before a kid is necessarily coming from my loins and this, that, and the third. But that's just how I think on that. I mean, not to offend anyone, but that's just my honest opinion on that. Yeah, but I just never been the kind of type that will just spread his seed out to any and every woman who I found attractive, or I just found any kind of interest, because the person who I have in mind, if I had them in mind to bear my children, has to have certain characteristics, has to have certain mindsets, well, has to have a certain knowledge of themselves, first of all, and necessarily has to have I guess that necessarily that nurturing nature that all women have, or at least supposed to have. I mean, if they're still in tune with their feminine energy. But these days, I don't think a lot of those women exist, because we're in a day and age now where a lot more women are acting more masculine than feminine, and a lot more dudes are acting more feminine than masculine, and that's just a weird balance, and we need to get that shit back to where it's supposed to be. And until we're on that level, and I find that person who may or may not, or I may never find them, like, it's just not much of a chance of my stance on having kids ever being changed within any time frame. But I just wanted to expand on that to some degree. Yeah, so like, comment, or share for whoever was watching, and until the next time, peace.